Go get the beer. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Stars Beer Analysis 101. Tonight we're going to do one of the American classics. We're going to do Miller Genuine Draft. And Greg looks all excited. He's got a can of it in his hand.
He's been waiting all day for this.
Sorry, what? Yeah, all right. So anyway, Greg, how you doing tonight?
Actually, I'm really upset. My wife has left me. I got to sell my house. Got to get rid of my car because I can't afford it because of the fucking YouTube changes. God damn you, YouTube.
Well, you know, if you ever sell those bottles of Double Tempest,
I'd rather just double fist and get paid for it.
Just double. Go on Logan Paul's channel.
Why not?
Anyway, Chris, on the 10th, how you doing tonight?
Hello. I am only 926 subs away from being able to monetize. I can't wait until I can because I'm going to quit my full-time job and be a full-time beer reviewer. Thank you.
Sounds like a pretty sweet deal if you want to drink beer all day for YouTube monies.
That's right.
If that was actually possible. Anyway, living the life. How you doing, Clueless Drinker? Peter, what's going on?
Yeah, not too bad. I was actually quite surprised that I managed to find this. But yeah, I'm also suffering because of the new change of YouTube, and I'm really contemplating whether I should carry on or not.
Yeah, it's like the Great Depression of BeerTube.
Exactly. It's sad times. Once a thriving,
hard times in the
multi-million-dollar niche on YouTube is now just pennies.
Anyway, so you were able to get the beer. Like, how common is it over there? Is it like something rare?
Well, I looked online, and pretty much none of the supermarkets near me stocked it. But a local like corner shop about 5 minutes away stock it on a regular basis. But I was thinking, shit, I'm not going to be able to find that in my local one. So I checked out, and they've got like shit tons of it. So I was very pleasantly surprised.
Wow, does it actually sell there, or is this going to be like a shit old can?
I'm not too sure. It's got like its own UK Twitter page, and I think it does well in like events and clubs and that sort of thing. So it's more of a like you can get it in like a nightclub, and God knows how much you're going to pay for it. But
you get in the nightclub, but it's like Stella here, where it's the import.
Yeah, but yeah, they sold
Most
it.
Most people in nightclubs only care that they can get a roofie into it. They don't care what kind of beer it is.
Oh, God. Anyway, moving right along. Let's get down to the beer history here. Miller Genuine Draft. Miller Genuine Draft is a 4.7% ABV American adjunct lager. The same class as American beer titans such as Budweiser, Coors Banquet, Pabst Blue Ribbon, and Miller's Own High Life. Introduced in 1986, MGD is marketed as a more premium lager, aimed to compete with imports such as Stella and Heineken, and marketed as the original, quotes, original cold filtered draft beer, which is brewed using a patented ceramic cold filtration process that gives the beer a smooth draft taste without heat pasteurization. Going further back into the beer's history, Frederick Miller, he immigrated from Hohenzollern, Germany in 1854. A year later, he purchased a small plank road brewery in Milwaukee for about $2,300. This is 1855 money, so it's probably a reasonable amount of cash, and founded Miller Brewing Company. During the Prohibition era in the 1920s, Miller Brewing produced malt syrup, malted milk, soda, and near beer to survive, and even has changed its name to Miller Products to distance themselves from the brewing aspect of things. They also changed their name during that time frame to Miller High Life Co. So you can see where the High Life branding came in back then. Anyway, Miller didn't do financially well. In 1925, the company was put up for sale, but they weren't able to find a buyer. So, however, the family was able to pull through and keep the company afloat until Prohibition ended in 1933. The Miller family owned and operated until 1966, when Miller's teetotaler granddaughter, that bitch, sold the company to W.R. Grayson Co. It was sold again later in 1969 to Philip Morris. and later in 2002 was sold to South African Breweries, or SAB, becoming SAB Miller. In more recent history, in 2007, SAB Miller and Molson Coors combined their U.S. operations, but not the Canadian operations, into a joint venture called Miller Coors. More recently, SAB Miller was acquired by AB InBev in 2016, but the Miller branding was divested from the company, and branding and operations were sold to Molson Coors. So it's technically a Molson Coors product. Looking at, well, yeah, just a SAB Miller in the can here, so maybe it's still... Anyway, Miller is also famous for beers like Miller Lite, Miller High Life, Miller 64, and Miller Fortune. I think 3 of the 4 of those I've actually reviewed on my channel before. All right, so blather aside, let's get down to what we all what our experiences are. Greg, what's your first experience and your history with Miller Genuine Draft?
Another one of these beers. I have no freaking idea. I don't think I've ever bought it before, but I'm sure I've drank it plenty of times, mostly at weddings. It's another one of those beers. I'm like, oh, I'm at a wedding. They have a shitty beer selection. Oh, but this is better than Molson Canadian. I'm going to drink this. That's my beer history with it.
Sounds enthralling. All right, so Chris, what's your history in MGD? You, of all people, should have a history on this beer.
I do have a history on this beer. I have a history of this beer being not as good as brown bottled beer when it's a clear bottled beer and it comes out skunky half the time. I used to drink MGD, not religiously. If it was there or whatever, somebody handed me an MGD, I'd drink one at a bar or whatever. A lot of times if I'm at a sporting event and if MGD is the same price as the others, then yeah, I'll probably drink it. But yeah, that's my history on it. I've drank a lot of MGD before, and you know, it's just the classic fucking adjunct.
When you got yours, did you get the plastic bottle or the glass bottle?
When, like
right now, what do you drink it from?
I got a can.
You got it in the can, okay? Because I know they make it in like the plastic bottle, or at least they used to make it in the plastic bottle. Maybe I'll just mention that in my own beer history. So moving right along, Peter, what's your history on this?
Well, I first had Miller Genuine Draft when I visited Florida about 10 years ago. And we were in the villa and we just went to the like local Winn-Dixie's, I think it's called. And we just like bought caseload after caseload just to put in the fridge. And obviously I wasn't conscientious of what I was drinking, so it was just, you know, exotic because it was American lager in America. And then ever since then, I've very rarely seen it until we were preparing for this hangout when I decided to have a look, see if it was available. And lo and behold, it is. So I've got a lot of history with it, but I've not really drank it too much.
Sounds very enthralling. Although cool that you had a trip to Florida. I've never been there.
Yeah, it was a weird family holiday. It was fun for all the wrong reasons, but it's entertaining to say the least. We'll leave that there, though.
It's America's penis.
Oh God.
Exactly.
Anyway, moving right along. My own personal history with this beer. I think the first time I ever had this was when I first reviewed it on my my BeerTube channel back when I first started. It was review number 61 in like June of 2011. And I remember, and this is why I keep bringing up the plastic bottles, or why I brought it up once. It's not like I keep bringing it up, but I suppose I'm bringing it up for the second time now. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, the plastic bottles. When I first, it used to be just available here in New Brunswick in plastic bottles. And it was like plastic bottles with a wide mouth on it. Now I don't think the plastic bottles are around. You can just get the cans and the 12-pack of glass bottles. But I've always thought it was kind of weird. It's like the one macro beer you can buy that's in this funky plastic bottle with a gold cap. But overall, as far as macro beers go, it was one of the better ones, I always thought, because it actually had some reasonable flavors, but I might be in the minority on that as here. So, oh, excuse me, it's gassy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gassy.
All right, so let's go back to round two. We're going through this pretty quickly. Greg, stop sucking the penis and tell us what you think of this beer.
I'll do both.
I'll stop sucking the penis when I want to stop sucking the penis, Nick. Don't be controlling me. Actually, I gotta say, I'm actually shockingly surprised by this beer because it doesn't taste like I don't get the corn syrup that I normally get from macros. I mean, this may very well have in it, and I'm probably sure it does, but it doesn't taste like it to me. It's crisp, it's clean, just like they say in the beer commercial. It's actually got a little bit of flavor to it. I quite like this. I mean, based on the macros I've had, at least recently, I would give this probably a 10 for style because I don't know. I just said, I think as far as macros go, you can't go much better than this. And for personal taste, I would actually go as high as an 8. I'm genuinely enjoying this, and I'm surprised.
Oh.
And I don't remember ever enjoying it this much before, so I don't know. Maybe it's the Coors Light glass.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the fact that I cleanse my palate
You're
comparing
it to Coors Light inside your head, and of course, there's a lot of things better than Coors Light.
Well, that might be it. I don't know, but
Fortunately for Chris,
wrong.
At some point, I'm gonna have to go get another can of this and just make sure I'm not crazy because I'm enjoying this way more than I think I should. I don't know, but yeah, that's my rating.
Yeah. What you really need to do is you need to go drink yourself a Double Tempest and then drink an MGD right after, and then see if you think the same thing.
I think it's gonna be like an 11 out of 10 then.
Anyway, Chris, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, it's a macro. I mean, there's not much more than that. Is it better than Coors Light? Yeah, I don't know. It's just the macro. There's not, you know what? There's no corn. I don't smell any corn as well. I know what your Greg was talking about there. There's a little bit more flavor in this one, but I don't know. For a macro, for style, it's done its job. Okay, so I'll give it an 8. But for personal enjoyment, I should have cleansed my palate first with a pickle like Greg did, but. Well, my own opinion on this one, out of style out of 10. I don't know. I'll give it a 7.5. I'll give it a 7.5 on this one.
The plug, I am your own opinion, which can be viewed on the 10th. Go and subscribe to the On the 10th BeerTube channel. He needs
new subscribers.
900 and how many in order to
that would be 926 more subs.
And while you're at it, play his entire video feed list nonstop for the next 4 weeks, and he might be able to get monetization back on his channel.
Although keep changing your IP address.
All right, Peter. Oh fuck,
Jesus.
Peter, what do you think of this beer?
I'm pretty much in the same camp as Greg with this one. For an American, because I think it is an adjunct lager from what I've read.
I think it is, yeah.
It is, yeah.
But they mask those like telltale signs of an adjunct lager so well. I mean, you don't get that corn syrup, you don't get that sort of like metallic-y hop character that a lot of these have. I mean, I don't know if it's I think they've used proper hops as opposed to like the what's it called? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's light,
extract.
It's crisp. Yeah, extract. And yeah, I think they've nailed it for style. I can't fault it at all. But then again, I do enjoy a good lager. I mean, I spent a few years in Germany, so I was exposed to a lot of like traditional German lagers. And this has that sort of like authentic flavor to it. I don't get that whole smoothness that they promote with it, because I don't think it is a smooth lager. I think there's just a bit too much carbonation for it to be classed as like a smooth lager. But it's so easy drinking. It's so crisp. It's got really nice flavors to it. So yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Greg with this. 10 out of 10 for style and 8 out of 10 for personal preference, because this is what I want in a lager. I don't want lagers to be excessively hoppy. I don't need these craft lagers where it just tastes like a piss poor pale ale. This is just an honest, good lager, and it's just a high quality product. And I can see why J Terrio's reviewed it like 20 times.
How many times has he examined it so far?
I think he's examined it about 3 times so far. I have actually counted.
Anyway, this is actually one section we're gonna have to agree. This is drinking this. I've had, like, I think the last time I had a Miller was over at a friend's place there a couple months ago, and drinking it, I'm just like, man, this is actually really not bad. And even right now, I'm thinking, like, I'm already halfway through my glass here, and I'm just sort of biding my time with this thing is going down so easy. I do actually kind of get the smoothness, but it's also very fizzy at the same time. When it gives you that Coca-Cola fizziness, but as I'm getting closer to the end of the bottle, it's kind of getting more and more smooth. It's not necessarily like creamy or anything, but the biggest thing I got from it was you get a little bit of like a bready. It's a bit bready. You get a hint of the copper coin from whatever they must have used, like a European or like a noble hop of some sort or some derivative of it. I get like toffee. It is a little bit watery. But the spot where I do get the corn, it's not kind of like the corn taste that you would normally get. It's like a little faint hint of like a really sweet malt / corn pop. Like, yeah, you know the breakfast cereal corn pops.
I'm sure I've had like the English equivalent of it.
There's definitely like a breakfast cereal kind of taste to it.
Yeah. It's got that grain.
But it's also not bad. It's also not bad.
Corn pops.
Corn cocoa.
It really doesn't matter whether they used adjuncts or corn in the beer. It's just a matter of whether or not it tastes overwhelmingly bad for it, or does it taste like they used way too much rice? Does it taste like water? Is it utterly flavorless? In this case here, it's got actually a lot of flavor. It's crisp. It's easy to drink. Goes down very easy, and it's very flavorful. I've really liked this beer, and weird to say that because everybody thinks Miller, it's macro shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is literally got a 0 on rate beer.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's literally got a 0 overall on rate beer.
Yeah, but any macro product has a 0 on rate beer because they're all beer snobs.
Yeah.
How's everybody drinking their beers, by the way? Are they drinking it? Are you guys drinking yours ice cold like I do, or are you guys drinking yours at room temp? Or
mine was fairly cold out of the fridge, although because we took a while to start, it warmed up for maybe 10-15 minutes, but it's still fairly cold when I started it.
See, I pulled mine right out of the cellar, and it's drinking at maybe like 12, 14, 12 degrees, 10, 12 degrees, somewhere around there. And I'm getting probably a bit more of the toffee and the malted corn flavor, but at the same time, I find that it's not bad. I think for the style, I'm going to give it a 9 because it's really way up there as far as American Adjunct goes. Overall, 7. 3.5 out of 5 is what I would give it because I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Oh, there you go.
See, what gets me about a beer like this is if like a well-known craft brewery did this recipe, like ingredient for ingredient, process for process, you know for a fact people would like say, "Oh, this is such a great craft lager," blah 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 blah. But because it's got that Miller logo on it and it's got that reputation, I think people taste the beer before they actually even open the bottle.
They're looking at the aspect of like, oh, I bought that for $1 at the convenience store or the gas station or something like that. For some reason that makes it a bad beer. But in this case here, it's you were like the Slap Bows or something from Van Cleek Hill, Ontario. They made this exact beer, that Luggo Tread, this exact same beer. Some people would probably be loving it, although. Those kind of lost its luster a little in the last couple of years, so who knows? But I find, it's got to be a lot of it's the name. And you know what? I've had Miller 64 and I've had Miller Fortune, and they're ones that I would beat on. But this one, no, I actually kind of like Miller Genuine Draft.
Yeah, but it's just a good, simple, flavorful lager.
Yeah.
Now it's brewed by Molson Coors Canada.
So, Okay, I'm looking over at the comments. Does anybody want to volunteer to read them?
Oh, it's a shit show.
I
I'll,
don't have them open.
I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind. I don't mind.
I was
starting.
expecting to go look at the video and see a whole bunch of dislikes because we actually like this macro.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Raining on your parade. Sitting this one out. Spaced it, and it is snowing out today. Did not see it at a couple of stores nearby, but this is the beer that stood out from pack back before I tried real beer. I will still look for it when I go to the stores, just because I have not had it in mega years. Cheers to all beer tubers. I think he might be drinking. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Sounds like he's drunk. Yeah.
Was that cheers with a Z?
No, just cheers with a regular S. But there's a lot of E's in there, like cheers.
Where everybody screams your name.
And Kemp Beer Review says, still abroad, flying back to the UK in the morning. Well, you enjoy those broads, mister.
I thought you had the operation.
Drunken One says, I see what he did there.
Drunken One for the operation.
Drunken One says, evening, gents. Jace Westcott says, hey, fellas. On the 10th says, hello, viewers. Ken Beer Reviews says, hey, and then waves back. Rod J says, my God, say it isn't so, LOL. Chris says, yo, Craig. And then he says, Rod, got an MGD in your fridge? Question mark. Jace Westcott says, so racist, JK. I don't know who's being racist, but I'm assuming... Well, this is an all-white panel, so maybe we're racist. I don't know.
We're just fundamentally racist.
Jesus Christ, Craig.
That's true. Like, you couldn't get a token someone of color, Nick? Like, come on. Come on. Oh, now he's taking pictures because he's avoiding this. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, during the conversation, keep reading the comments.
Rajay says, Chris, I do have some limits. Chris says, LOL. To which Jay Scott says, the better Greg goes to a lot of weddings.
He said lesser.
No, he said the better Greg because I'm the better Greg. And yes, I do go to a lot of weddings. I went to 4 weddings last year plus my own. So there was a lot of macro beer drinking last year. Rajay says, used to drink it back in the high school days and early college. To which our friend Klizak replies, you said sex club's wrong. I don't know what he's talking about. Lee Russell says, absolute horse piss that only macro genotypes like Jay Theriault would defend. Jay Theriault would actually do very, very well on this chat tonight.
That's it. I'm going to do the math on her.
Oh, yeah, it'd be in his element on this chat.
He's been taking over this shit.
P.A. Brunus, a.k.a. Paul. This is a beer I did actually drank back in my bourbon days when I hated beer. All right. Drunken One says, LOL,
Bourbon Commando
face. Yeah. Oh, hell, Paul is here. To which Rajay
what does
says,
Paul drink now? He actually hates himself, though.
Oh, he just hates the blood. He just drinks the tears of his victims, mostly. Rod J says, Lee said it, IPA. But I'm not disagreeing. I don't know what Lee said, but he's not disagreeing with it. Rain on Your Parade says, yo, Lee. Then Drunken One says, hey, Rodney. To which Paul says, hashtag downhill quick. Then Rajay says, hey there, brother drinking. Jace Westcott says, it's not terrible. Moosehead was heavier on the corn. I agree, it was. Rajay says, okay, at least one panelist is already drunk. Is that me? Or is that Nick?
Those told me.
I think it's Nick. I think it's Nick. I'm not. This is my first beer of the evening. Although I literally had a nap after work, so I just woke up and drank this. It's like my breakfast. Paul says, hashtag total shit show. Yeah,
so you're being like Lee.
True. On the 10th says, hi, Paul. Lee Russell has the large comment. You all need to use tripods for your cameras, and we all need to set up a protest group on YouTube. They will have to give us the money they owe us, probably. All right, well, you fight. You fight the power. You know what? This is your Vietnam. You protest that shit. Paul says, I think it's an adjunct lager. I think Bill Cosby is a racist. Sorry, rapist, not racist. He is not a racist. He might be a rapist.
No. Let's be clear. Bill Cosby is a lot of things, but racist.
He is not a racist, 100%. Rajay says, YouTube said they were going to pay out the AdSense balances, but we'll see. Drunken One says, true and true. Lee says, doubtful. Jace Westcott says, What's the beer next week? We'll discuss that shortly.
Yeah, I don't think we discussed it at all.
Drunken One says, hoo, $44. I don't know what that means. Did he buy a hooker for $44? If so, that's probably a good deal, but wear a condom.
Maybe that's how
Forest
much. Maybe that's how much like 100 bottles of MGD costs them.
Oh, maybe. Then it says on the 10th says zero.
I'd happily pay $44 for a bottle.
Oh, okay, I get it. So now on the 10th says
for 100.
$0 owed to me. Chris, I think you're owed plenty more than $0.
You're worth more than $0 in my heart.
YouTube should, Chris Peters should be paying me so I could stop using his name.
Not by YouTube. I'm assuming a certain albino fellow owes you a lot of money. I'm just throwing that out there.
Bix Pickle Factory.
Yeah, Paul says, high quality product. Ha, 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 ha. Lee says, you all crazy peoples. Chris says, we're all going back to macro now. Fuck your crap. Drunken One says, $44 equals 15 gallons of dry stout. All right,
Fair
then.
Enough. That's all right.
Lee Russell says, I'm starting a Facebook group to protest this review, calling it the Up Moving, Lifting, Rising. And a little further down, I say, we're all shills. This review is paid for. 100%. We've all been paid for this review. This is why we all give it 10s out of 10.
Yeah.
Raj
See, we have to get paid by the brewery because we can't make money on YouTube.
Trying to get that sweet YouTube monies.
That's right, exactly.
So we've got to go to the breweries directly.
We're sucking from the teat of corporate culture.
I actually lost a subscriber. Fuck you, Lee.
I believe it. Rajay says, so we ship MGD to the UK like we do with the T-shirts to poor countries of the Super Bowl losers. I think he spell checked hurt him a little bit there, but we get what you're saying. Havana One message deleted. I think he was being an asshole and a moderator deleted his message. Paul says hashtag macro apologist. Rajay says good math there, Drunken. Paul says toffee. Ha 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 ha. Havana One's message again deleted. I guess he again being an asshole. Paul says, are you subtly trolling or what? Rajay says let it warm up so it can become a saison. I think Havana One before said eat shit or something, and I think Rajay is making a joke at his expense.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, Drunken One message retracted. Okay, thank you, Drunken One. Paul says, "Love me some hooker shit." See, this is going downhill now. On the 10th says ice cold Paul. I'm assuming he refers to the dead hookers. Paul says it's beer than most of the macro crap. I agree. Yep, 98.6 ice cold. Again, we're still at the dead hookers. High Life. Rajay says, High Life, champagne of beers.
Woo, champagne. Champagne.
Drunken One says, it's not a bad brew, emphasizing bad. Unsubbed, the chow is canceled. The show is canceled.
I was hungry, too.
Yeah, unfortunately, the chow is still happening, but the show is canceled. Rajay, LOL, Rajay again. Think Nick tried not to laugh there. Yeah, Nick tries not to laugh at inappropriate things, but we all know Nick is just as disgusting as the rest of us. Probably worse, actually. Camp Beer Reviews, hashtag monetization tube. Is that spelled correctly? I don't know. My spelling sucks. Paul says, better than sorry typo. Hashtag Lee's right. Hashtag monostat tube. That's right. That's what we gotta do. We gotta do pregnancy test reviews. That is a pregnancy test, isn't it?
If you make them pass, I'll be amazed.
Or is that the one for the yeast? If you've got the yeast infection, I can't remember. I can't remember what woman's product is which. But Rajay says these comments are all out of whack because moments were missed. LOL. Jace Westcott says comment reading is a beautiful disaster. Thank you. And you'll notice that unlike other people, I will not skip comments. I'll read every stupid comment that you guys post. PA Brew News says, agree, Rod, with something. And Jace Westcott says, my favorite part of the show. Oh, thanks, Jace. And then Maxwell Star just gives a thumbs up. I think he meant to give the middle finger, but you don't have a...
I was
being
Canadian and polite.
Okay, that's it for comments.
All right, so going back to the analysis part of the thing, I did do the final tally on the math. For the style, we gave it a 9.25. That's really fucking high. That's higher than some of the craft beers that we gave.
It's high.
And,
well, but again,
overall-
it's for the style.
Overall personal enjoyment is 7.63. 7.63 for overall enjoyment.
Still a good score.
Seems about right.
That's pretty high. All right, so next week's beer, we haven't really discussed it much. Is there anything we agreed on?
No, we haven't. I think we're going to craft next, right?
Yeah, we're
Did
going
you
to
say
craft.
something about Anchor Steam? I think I can get that.
Can anybody here get Anchor Steam?
Which means well, if I can get it, Chris
should be
can.
able
Hold on,
to.
let me have a quick look at the LCBO website. I'm pretty sure I can get it though.
Yeah, do a quick check. If that's the case, I mean, I've got some sitting right here. So,
Well,
ended
it's
up buying
just
the last-
convenient that Nick picks all the beers that he already has, so we can
Exactly. Well, it all
Yeah.
comes down to whatever
So-
we can,
so
whatever
try
I
to
can
look
get to
for it.
NBL. You guys can get a whole lot more shit there than I can get here. Even though
Paul wants
NBL
Paul wants us to
pretty
do a
good.
craft. Paul wants us to do a craft that he can get. Is it going to be fresh, Paul? Probably not, but we'll find out.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
Do
we
it.
can get it.
Don't
We
do
gotta get it
Anchor.
in 6-packs,
All
unfortunately,
right,
but we can get it.
Paul wants to come on the show. He doesn't want us to do Anchor, and we can do something else.
Yeah,
Well,
Lagunitas.
we'll talk
Sierra
about
Lagunitas,
Nevada
we can't.
Pale Ale.
I can't
Paul.
get Lagunitas here.
No, we can't get Lagunitas, Paul.
What about Sierra Nevada?
No,
I
we
can't
can
get Sierra
Lagunitas,
Nevada
like,
either.
it's-
Oh, okay.
You had Lagunitas IPA and at the LCBO, or at least we could at one point.
We could get something from Founders, probably.
Well, spoilers.
beer
I think
mail
it's.
beer
I think.
time.
I think at some point we will be doing a review from a Founders.
I think there's a
product.
Founders beer review coming.
Oh,
What about Dude? What about
Yeah.
Dude CL? I've got a bottle of Dude CL's Pesce Mortel and Aphrodisiac on hand.
Yeah, and
You guys can get that.
yeah, so he's not talking about the beer.
No, unfortunately, Nick. Well, I don't believe Pesce Mortel made it to the LCBO this year. I'll check.
Oh, fuck.
I'll check if there's anything else from it. Yeah, I was actually disappointed because I love that beer. But
right. What
What
I
about
think this is-
Rebel IPA?
yeah, Sam Adams Rebel IPA I can get. What about you guys?
let's have a quick look.
Greg, you'll tell me in a minute if I can get it.
Yeah, I will. Rebel IPA.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
I want to bring out my
Huh.
PA
fucking.
Brewing says all I can get from their worthless Megadeth beer. That's Dude CL, not Unibrew, not Dude CL.
Unfortunately, it does not look like we can get it right now.
There you go.
We
Fuck.
do occasionally get the LCBO, but right now it's not listed. I mean, we can get Anchor Steam. It only comes in 6-packs, which kind of sucks, but we can get it. Hold on. Let's just see Sam Adams, what other products they have right now. Because they're always a good beer that everyone can get. Sam Adams Summer. Oh, no, I think that's just the Drudges. Boston Lager, we've done that. Fresh as Hell's Lager. Again, you can only get it in a 6-pack. That looks like that's it. Can everyone get Sam Adams Utopias?
Yeah, but
can
we
review
did.
that.
No,
we already
no,
did
I've got
one.
two.
Did we
You
not
got
do
two.
Oktoberfest already? And we also did the fucking Boston Lager from Sam Adams.
Yeah, we did
I mean,
Boston Lager.
the
We did
winter
the
lager
Sam
is
Adams.
available.
We did Oktoberfest. We did Boston Lager. So we think of doing another Sam Adams seasonal. There's got to be something else that we can all get. I
You know
would
what?
love to do.
Discuss this later.
I think we need to discuss this offline, and we'll post a matcha.
Yeah,
video or
let's do
something.
that. Let's talk about this offline. Maybe we'll talk about it during the post analysis hangout, and we might as well just cut to there. Is there any final comments?
What did you guys pay for this?
Oh shit! What was my MVD?
I believe
gotta look it
right
up.
now it's on sale for $2.25 a can, if I'm not mistaken. I think normally it's $2.50 a can. Hold on, let me
Something
before
like
I
that.
Take
let's
a
find
look.
out if I'm talking on my butter. or not.
My can cost me $3.69, but that's taxes in.
Hey Nick,
That's
what Flying Monkey stuff can you get?
None.
Can't get any of the Chocolate Manifesto because Paul can get it.
I got like an aged
So,
bottle.
so it's
chocolate
actually
Manifesto.
so it's actually $2.45, normally $2.70 a can. So it's quite reasonable. In fact, I think I'll be buying a few of them in the summer for a pool beer because
Mhm.
There you go.
Apparently, I can get Mythology here. One of the stores still has some Mythology left, but it's probably old as shit.
Probably because I don't think we can get it.
What about like?
Were we supposed
No,
to
I
at
can
one
get-
point do Rochefort 10? Is that still something that enough people can get?
I've got an aged bottle of that too, but that's a beer that you can age though.
Yeah, I've got an aged bottle. I'm sure I can get a fresh bottle. So
Okay.
I can get Mythology
So
Canadian Pilsner
Jason,
by Flying
Jason
Monkeys.
in the comments was talking about the LCBO Spring starts February 25th, so we'll talk about. We'll
Probably
get
when
into
they start.
that. We'll get into that.
They start getting the spring
season.
seasonals. Yeah. What about Collective Arts? We've already done a Collective Arts beer though.
We did Ransack, didn't we?
Yeah, Ransack is delicious. Anyway, we can talk about this offline. We can talk about this in the after chat because we're going to go live after this anyway. We might as well cut this off here.
Hell yeah.
Shorter review than normal. We've dragged it on by talking about. I think we spent more time talking about what beer we're going to do next week than we did about the actual beer.
Hey, it's a casual, friendly chat that everyone enjoys.
If everybody can't, nobody comes here expecting something professional. It's all a shit show.
We're all best friends.
Not even the British guy can save this.
Exactly.
No, the British guy can't save nothing.
The British guy is successfully trying to make this look sophisticated.
Hello.
So, hello.
Right.
Welcome to the beer analysis 101.
That's fucking hilarious.
Should you call it beer not one?
After since we have 11 viewers right now, guys, feel free to stick around after. We're gonna probably start a channel online after.
We're going live in a few minutes. All right. I'll talk to you folks later. Thanks for watching Maxwell Star and the rest of the panel. The beer analysis 101 of Miller Genuine Draft. We're sorry if we actually like this beer, but we actually like this beer. Talk to you guys late in a moment.
We are very sorry
See you guys in a bit.
as we cash our checks.